My family was not doing well. It was during COVID time. My dad was sick and he passed away during the COVID time due to some complications and like medications here. It was weird and I lost my dad and I guess I didn't understand his pain and stuff like that. But then during that whole COVID time, I started to understand how lonely he felt and how difficult it was for like a foreigner to be in Cambodia for so long. And like he didn't find like a friend or a group and it's difficult. And I also kind of felt that as well.
Hello and welcome to the ICF Cambodia Podcast. I am here today with TV.
Hi.
Hello, TV. Yeah, TV is a part of our team here at ICF Cambodia. In fact, she's on my team.
Yes.
Such a blessing. Can you tell us what you do on the marketing team?
I am a junior graphic designer currently, yes, and I love to do it because it's like one of my favorite things to do is to be creative and with colors, with text and things like that. I mostly work on internal things such as signs and directions and flyers and things like that.
Yes, she does a great job. Very creative, very artistic.
Yes.
She's an artist. She can draw beautifully. And now you're a junior graphic designer.
I am a junior graphic.
So can you tell us a little bit about tell us the beginning. Where did TV start? What is your beginning story, your family background? Give us a little bit about you.
So I am actually Cambodian, 50% at least, and the other 50 is Bulgarian. I grew up in a two cultural families, yeah, and also two religion as well because my dad is Christian and my mom is Buddhist as well. It's amazingly, there wasn't a lot of clash. Both my parents respected each other's religion and somehow we learned to live together in that way. And growing up was a little hard because I kind of love both of them, but then it's hard to choose one religion. But in the end, I'm a Christian.
Okay.
I went to a Christian school. I studied Bible for like 8 years and I go from there. I wasn't able to finish school though because of some certain situation that I was in, but I dropped out and was not doing Christ God work for 3 years. And then one day I found ICF through a friend.
Okay.
And he was just like, hey, you ever heard of ICF? You should definitely go there. I'm pretty sure they needed an artist and your skill to be there. I was like, are you sure? So I set foot into ICF, a little nervous because there were so many people. And I guess when I was younger, church didn't look like this big stage concert with so many people here because it's all small and like very quiet. But then I fell in love because this is not just like quiet, but this is like modern and more fun and I get to express myself a lot more. And I guess I came back to be a Christian again and I chose to serve in a Christian organization. I just want to be around the presence of God a lot more. And funny enough, when I first set foot on ICF, the sermon that night was about the prodigal son that was lost.
Okay.
It was kind of funny and I was literally like, God, I know you're doing this right now.
It does that.
But yeah, and I just decided like I could give this another shot. I could give Christianity another shot because I was like a little lost.
And here you are.
And here I am. And I feel like that's the beginning.
An amazing story. That's a long story, actually.
That's a long story.
Let's go back a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So you said you grew up with a European dad and a Khmer mom.
Yes.
Right? So a mix of faith and culture,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And you did you feel like, was there any challenges there, or were you really clear on how did you navigate that experience?
It was a little bit confusing because I guess at some point I have to try to choose one because in Christianity, as we know, we only have one God, but in Buddhist, there's a lot of rules and lots of things you need to do. And it was confusing for me too. And I guess at some point when I was in the Bible school, the Bible made so much sense to me more than the Buddhist side of the story, I guess. And it's just that everything in the Bible was just a reason to do. And it was at some point, it became like a book of instruction on how to live a good life and not like just worshiping unknown spirit, unknown person.
Yeah.
Because there's so many gods in the Buddhist perspective, and I'm like, who are these people? And there's like endless rules, but I guess I never really received the reason why we do that. But then in Christianity, everything was real, and I dare say that all the question I ever had about life was answered in Christianity. Okay. Answered in the Bible. Like, if you want to know why do we do what we do, look up in the Bible, and there's an answer.
Yes, amen.
And it's crazy because I've never like not find an answer, because it's either in the Bible or someone come and told me.
Yeah.
So it's miracles happened, and
that's very good. You also mentioned, and I know a little of your story, and hopefully you're okay sharing this, but in that period of time where you were away from God, let's say, right? You had a dark time, like it was difficult.
Yeah, my family was not doing well. It was during COVID time. My dad was sick, and he passed away during the COVID time due to some complications in like medications here. It was weird, and I lost my dad, and I guess I didn't understand his pain and stuff like that. But then during that whole COVID time, I started to understand how lonely he felt and how difficult it was for like a foreigner to be in Cambodia for so long, and like he didn't find like a friend or a group, and it's difficult. And I also kind of felt that as well. And I think it brought me down to depression a little bit. And I was in my room for 2 years, and I stayed in there, and I was kind of angry at God and be like, why did you do this to me? I did not deserve this. I tried my best. I was a good student. I couldn't go to school, couldn't continue. I just kind of stuck at one place. But yeah, that's different.
And then shortly at the end of that, a friend invited you to ICF Cambodia, and you came to church.
Yes.
Yes.
It was funny because the friend is actually my family member.
Oh, okay.
Kind of, because he was my brother's cousin, like on the wife side. Yeah. So yeah, he came, and he's also the only Christian in a Buddhist family, because I know my whole family is Buddhist, but that he's like, are you a Christian? Because I am too. And I was like, we connected, and then he showed me that ICF needs people, and I'm like, how do you know ICF? And he doesn't even work there, and he just like kind of sends
we're glad he did. So I remember when you first came, you were showing up just at church, and everyone, I think several people came up to me and said, this girl's really talented, you got to talk to her. And so we had a talk, and you showed me your work, which is absolutely amazing. Truly.
I'm glad it is.
No, really, really gifted. Yes. And I thought, I think maybe there is a place for you. So how did you start on our team? What was your first position? Do you remember?
First of all, when I first came, literally not trying to get a job. Yeah. I'm literally don't think that there's such thing as working in a church. Back then, I was like, you guys have jobs in church. But even if there was, I was literally just thinking of being a cleaner, to be honest, because I don't have much experience. And plus, I dropped school at like grade 11. And so I just like, I guess anything you can give me, even if it's a volunteer time, I would do it, because I just want to be in a Christian environment. We're closer to God. But, and then you gave me a chance seeing my drawings, and I'm like,
yeah, you started as a volunteer.
I started as a volunteer. It was kind of a huge opportunity, because I've never really like worked seriously with my drawing, because at a young age, I don't think, like, I've heard many people, even my own family, saying that drawing's not gonna get you anywhere. And so I gave up on that for a while. But I guess some deep down inside of me, I still love drawing. I still love creating things. And I guess ICF like brought that out of me, like not even knowing what I could do. And Stephanie guided me and brought me out of that little shell I was hiding. So I tapped my little talent with a pencil, and she's like, yes, you can do a lot of things with a pencil. And I was just like, okay.
You did great. Yeah, I remember you joined us. You did, you volunteered for a few months, I think. A few months doing some social media graphics, testing some things out, and did a great job. And then you officially became a trainee.
Yep.
A trainee graphic designer.
Most exciting part, of course, because I get to learn more art.
True. This is a big change for you.
Big change for me, because I guess when I grow up, art wasn't a big deal, because like my mom always be like a doctor, like a huge paying salary thing. But I'm saying, I just want to draw. Can I just draw? And she's like, no. But coming to ICF, people appreciated the creativity, the colors, the design. I was like, this is where I could like express
my language.
My language is like, these people speak my language.
Yeah, I get this. Yeah, totally. And now
I want to grow even more. And I feel like here in ICF, there's so many opportunity and so many things. I guess you guys created a very like safe environment for people to question, to grow, to find out what we're good at. And I think that's the best part, because sometimes a lot of time in society we're just like, oh, you're doing this, you're doing that, and you get paid to do this. But I feel like in ICF, you ask the person like, what are you good at, what do you like to do in your free time? But not just like a shallow question, but also deeply like what do you desire to do? Like, what do you want to change in Cambodia? And that was the best part, because I want to change a lot.
Yeah, you do have a big vision.
Exactly. And it's just fun to like be able to fail and also try again and again. And then you grow from there. And I grew a lot just by failing.
Do we all?
Yes.
Yeah, you do a lot of other things too, right? You have spent time with our teenagers at camp.
Yes.
And led some small groups, right?
Yes, sometimes.
And yeah, I think this is a really amazing volunteer position that you play still.
Yeah.
You go on the trucks, I know, to pick the kids up and bring them in. Yeah.
Fun.
It's very cool. And then you translate. You're an MC translator.
I translate. Just so you know, I'm both fluent in Khmer and English.
Fluent, yeah, in case you couldn't tell.
Yes.
Fluent in both. And this is also a gift, like a unique gift you have that you use to serve ICF in a beautiful way. Yeah, very good. Anything else you want to share about just like your experience or your past that you think is helpful for people to understand about you growing up in Cambodia and your...
I think what's kind of a little bit of a challenge for me growing up in Cambodia was like the creativity was not very much there, because here people are kind of just like try to survive. Yeah. And so whatever they learn, they don't really expand their creativity. Like they don't like think outside the box, kind of like this works for people and then I will do that. And for me, I don't want to be in a box.
I know.
Because like I just want to expand. I was like, what if there's more? But then like,
what if there's more?
What if there's more to just like, what if the sky isn't just blue, but what if it's pink? What if it's green? Like, what if we can paint something a little more fun, a little more creative? But I guess it was hard when I was younger, because a lot of in my Asian side, like more like we want to be more traditional, want to be more respectful, of course. But sometimes it kind of restrains me to like kind of like puts me in a box, and it made me feel uncomfortable for quite a while. But as I grow up, I learned to just express more and get out of the box more, and it's a bit of fun outside the box.
That's so good. Yeah, and I think you, like you said, you have a lot of ideas and dreams about how you can make a difference here in this area, which I culturally teaching art. Yes, very cool, very cool. Yeah, so right now too, your mom has come to church with you a few times.
Yes,
right.
It's amazing,
and she's just very proud of what you're doing, and watching you walk out your faith in such a beautiful way, I think is also going to be a testimony to her, a witness to her life. So we never know, right? Maybe the next podcast we can share something else.
Can invite my mom.
Ask her hear her story.
Yes.
That would be amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, I do. I think you're going to be a really huge witness to your family, watching you live out what you lived out. So it's awesome. Well, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Maybe we'll be back again.
Maybe.
We'll see you next time on ICF Cambodia Podcast.
Bye.